Let's look at truck drivers and their concerns that new speed limits on two of the country's safest roads could be dangerous because it widens the speed gap between heavy and ordinary vehicles. Now, we're talking about motorists driving the Cambridge section of the Waikato Expressway and the Tauranga East Link toll road, who are now allowed to travel at 110 k's an hour. But the rules don't change for truck drivers who have to keep to the 90 k speed limit for heavy vehicles. And the truckies say, well, they fear it could cause chaos on parts of the road where the two lanes merge. If you were watching, you would have seen me doing a merging motion then. Laura Tupou travelled the Waikato Expressway today.
David won't tell me how many years he's been driving his truck. He says it would mean he would have to tell me his age. He met his colleague at the petrol station at Karapiro this morning, just past the Waikato Expressway, to switch trucks. It's a route he regularly travels, and with the increase in speed limit for cars, he's anticipating some issues.
I think the biggest problem will be where trucks are travelling at 90 k and you'll get cars trying to overtake you at the end of a passing lane at 110 k, and that 20 kilometres would be a huge difference, especially to oncoming traffic.
When he's in his driver's seat, about 9 feet above everyone else, he has a bird's eye view of the road and other drivers. He says it'll be where the lanes go from 2 to 1 that will be the most problematic.
If you look around, you'll see that cars try to overtake trucks at the very end. They just try to get that little bit ahead of them, and that's where the trouble will be.
Have you had any close calls?
Oh, you have it every day if you're a truck driver, but I wouldn't increase the limit of trucks. I would rather have the limit on cars stay the same.
His colleague, Michael Bingham, agrees, but says it's already an issue because motorists already push the speed limit.
They already do it anyway, so they just slow down when they see a cop, so yeah. As long as it's a good bit of road, I suppose it's all right.
And that's exactly what the Transport Agency's Director of Safety, Harry Wilson, says. He says the issue is well known to them.
A truck can't pull over simply to the left and go into a shoulder. Drivers need to be extremely cautious when they're coming to the end, which is well signposted. But we also have engineering treatments that actually make sense to people about the merging areas.
He says the design features mean the road is safer than others, with characteristics like having 2 lanes in each direction and having median barriers. So with that, I decided to see what the road would be like for a truck driver, and the cars did indeed nip past. So it's pretty slow. Those 2 cars just zoomed right past me. Now they're more than 100 metres in front of me. So you can definitely see the speed difference between a truck and a car. Despite the problems for truck drivers, for those who could increase their speed, there were mixed reviews on the move.
People would be quite happy to do 110 because 100 was too slow anyway.
If the speed up, I'm happy. I can short time go home.
Well, I think the faster you go, the more damage you do. I think if you get 110, you get people that will be then doing 115. And you don't have the control that you do when you're going 100.
Didn't even really notice it really. Just felt like with normal speed, like it wasn't too much faster.
When we got to the end of the expressway, it goes down to 100. I think a lot of people will make plenty of mistakes from that. They'll get a speed ticket, they'll think they're still 110.
The Transport Agency says these are just the first 2 roads to introduce the new limit, but they'll be rolling out more. Mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi, ko Laura Tupou aho.
Thanks, Laura. Large trucks are featuring more and more in serious accidents. Lots of texts coming in on this already, encouraging to travel at night, and centres would take a lot of stress off our roads. This is Stuart from Christchurch. Thank you, Stuart. This person says, I drove the Tauranga Eastern Link today. There is no point in the 110 k section where the traffic merges, not an issue. We'll look at that. Thank you.